Hey guys, it's me, SMNG. Welcome back to another video. Whenever I think about NASCAR rivalries, I think one of the first ones that comes to my mind is Tony Stewart and Kurt Busch. These two were going at it, especially in the late 2000s to early 2010s. And today we're going to talk about this little rivalry. And time to introduce the new series, War of the Angry Drivers. Episode 1, Tony Stewart versus Kurt Busch.
Crash in turn 4.
Man,
and there in the midst of it sits Tony Stewart and Kurt Busch, the two leaders.
I believe, I'm not sure, but I believe Tony got a little loose all at once.
Kurt Busch, the two will go straight to the garage, Jerry.
I'm worried about you. I ain't worried about that car.
That was Greg Zipadelli, Stewart's crew chief. And the strongest Chevy and the strongest Dodge in Daytona are wrecked.
Let's watch it. I don't know if Kurt got into the back of Tony or not. Let's wait till we get around here and see. Tony's car just, Tony hit the apron. He got down on the apron. He got a little bit loose. Kurt was all over the back of him, and there he goes. Wiggle, and he gets loose. He's got to probably lift out of the throttle a tad, and here comes Kurt. Cannot get off of him. They make contact.
And then once Tony gets sideways, nowhere for Kurt Busch and the two to go.
What a shame.
Kurt Busch and Tony Stewart were fine after this race, but it only got bigger.
This was coming off turn 4.
Now, Tony had already passed Kurt a couple of times, and he passed him back, and this time he just didn't. Kurt tried to come up in front of Tony, and he said, we're not having any part of that.
Yeah, there was not a lot of give and take right there.
Not at all.
Denny Hamlin in the midst of that as well. Isn't this about the third time, at least the third time this year, that those two cars, beginning at the Daytona 500, have crashed together? Kurt Busch comes in as they're looking at the damage to Stewart's car. Kurt comes up to offer his opinion.
And guess what they got in the two car? Parked
For the day.
You know, pit road was just me stopping there to make a point and only making the situation worse, so that was my fault. But out on the racetrack with Tony, you know, we raced 10, 15 laps side by side. He didn't give an inch, and I was making sure that I stayed off of him because earlier in the day, he tried to wreck us at 2 restarts. So I'm not sure where he came from today. It's really confusing on that side of it. But he did get mission accomplished. He wrecked us, and I have no idea what it stems from. So tough day for us and our Miller Lite Dodge.
Nothing much would really happen after that until the following season, 2008.
20 car, give me a break, guys. It's practice. Kurt moves up. Yes, but Tony could lift a little bit here. You know what I'm getting at, Kenny? I mean, let's face it. There was no give and take in that.
It reminds me of Allen Iverson, the basketball player. It's practice.
Kenny, this is where he's wrong. Look at this. Once again, bam. Come on, we're aiming on pit road. The cars are under caution. Kurt Busch, you are wrong for doing that. You cannot do that, Kenny.
Well, one thing I have to say, before anybody throughout the United States tries to separate these two, they are both champions. They both have great car control. But most importantly, they both are the same-minded people. They're both brutally in control of their careers. They know what they're going to do. And I'm going to tell you what, I've seen Tony Stewart do the same thing. But yet, you get him one-on-one at a dirt track at Eldora. These two guys were best friends last year. You get both of them one-on-one in the RV lot, and they're the nicest people. And I'm going to tell you what, Spence, they are the same people. Look at these guys. They're like boxers. They're in the ring, and they battle royale every year.
And Kenny, this is where I think if you watch.
Kurt Busch and Tony Stewart, after this incident, were placed on a 6-race probation. And I don't blame NASCAR for doing this. I mean, it's practice. Daytona 500 practice. Not only is it Daytona 500, but it's practice. That's what makes this worse. Soon they figured out their ways, at least for a while, until 2013.
Tony Stewart getting up and against Kurt Busch.
A lot of emotion here, a lot of temper, a lot of emotion.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of aggression.
This is typical Richmond.
Yep.
This little deal here, it's not over just yet.
Let's see what happens here.
Oh, took Stewart out of the groove.
Yeah, he got up underneath him, pushed him up the hill, and when he did, everybody went by.
Expressed out on the racetrack, carried over here in the garage. And Kurt, your conversation between yourself and Tony Stewart, what took place?
We'll get to that in a minute. I mean, you could just tell. I mean, green, white checker, everybody's going to put on tires. Some guys are going to do 2. Some guys stayed out. And it's just a free-for-all. I mean, there's rubber buildup in the outside groove. There's cars sliding up with old tires. So I don't know what the 14 was upset about. I got hit from behind. I got hit every which way. So did he. Kenseth moved us up out of the way at the end. So that's why I was upset with him. But hey, you know, everybody's free-for-all.
Right here, you almost had to wonder, is this gonna continue on for a long time? Is it just gonna keep going until...
Kurt Busch has signed a deal to drive for Stewart Haas Racing in 2014. NASCAR.com confirmed the signing on Monday.
Yep, Kurt Busch would end up signing with Stewart Haas Racing in 2014. He would stay there until 2018, where in 2019, he went on to drive the #1 car for Chip Ganassi. Tony Stewart would race until 2016 and would finally retire. While they may have separated their ways and are friends now, they never used to be this way. It used to be a rivalry to remember. Feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see all of you in the next video.